What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. If you're interested in picking up one of these limited edition hats, shoot me a DM on my Instagram or an email at info.bigherc916@gmail.com. Man, there's just so much bullshit going on right now in the news, people riled up. And if you see the cycle, you see that every so many years, they got to come up with a riot. They got to come up with some type of chaos, some form of destruction to separate the people and divide us as a country so that they can maintain control.
Then that ended because it was BLM time. Then came the trans movement. That ran its course. Now, immigration, right on cue. Every year or two, a new movement. Every time, the same goal. Chaos, division, control. You think this is organic? Please. Let's talk about the LA ice riots. News crews caught a pickup truck handing out $60 face masks, hundreds of them. That's not protest, that's production. And it gets better. They're waving foreign flags, not American ones. Tell me again how this is about justice. It looks a lot more like an invasion. This was never about compassion. It's about keeping you angry, distracted, and easily manipulated. And you've played along every time. Until now. This time the curtain slipped. You see the money. You see the strategy. You see how fast spontaneous outrage turns into organized chaos. They need the division. They need the unrest, because if we unite, they lose everything. We've been pawns in a game they've played your whole life. But this time the people are waking up. Not everyone, but enough. And that makes them nervous. My friends, we are all anonymous, and we are not so easily controlled anymore.
So this ICE raid in Minnesota, right? You have the St. Paul woman who assaulted the ICE agents, and then you have protesters come in, all this drama, right? So this woman is doing all this to the Minneapolis law enforcement officials and ICE agents
gathered to protest what they thought was an enforcement on undocumented immigrants. Now, a woman who was arrested protesting that day is shedding new light on what agents were really looking for. 27-year-old Isabel Lopez has been indicted on 4 counts, including obstructing, impeding, resisting, and assaulting officers. Authorities say that Lopez punched an FBI agent in the head, kicked and shoved other federal agents, and even threw a softball at the back of a Hennepin County deputy. And what Lopez and others thought was an ICE raid was actually part of a criminal investigation, one that yielded 900 pounds of methamphetamine. Multiple federal agencies executed search warrants at a number of locations. They are all connected to an investigation into drug trafficking, human trafficking, and money laundering. Officials say they recovered 900 pounds of meth from a Burnsville storage shed worth $22 to $25 million. Agents also seized gold-plated guns and portraits of Al Pacino's character from the movie Scarface. Lopez made an initial appearance in U.S. District Court. Remember, these are federal charges, and authorities say she will remain in custody. This is what I mean, that people are just jumping on bandwagons, narratives, and don't really know what the hell is going on. And what really is baffling to me is that they have ads being ran in Craigslist in certain cities for people to get paid to go out and protest. You have people burning American flags, waving a flag of a foreign country, but they want to stay in America. You had agent provocateurs. These are the same people that were involved in all the other protests disguised, whether it's Antifa, whether it's the people who were tied in with the BLM, the George Floyds, the LGBTQ, all these people. It's the same cycle of different provocateurs that are paid by these NGOs, these billionaires, to disrupt, to destroy the country. And people talk about, oh man,
They're using the National Guard. They're doing this. Do you not see that this is all by design? That they want this to go on? I mean, what sense does it make to let people just destroy shit? You think that you can do that in Mexico? You think you could do that in Poland? You think you could do that in the Philippines? You think you could do that in Singapore, Vietnam? Man, I've seen people throwing rocks, assaulting police. They would get beat down on the spot. You probably wouldn't even make it down to the police station. A lot of you guys just don't know how fortunate you are to be able to have the right to protest. But when you start getting violent and thinking that, these people don't have the right to defend themselves when you're out there, and if you don't want to get hurt, then don't go down there. Somebody brought their child down there and they're crying because of the tear. Why would you bring a child down to a protest? Why would you put a kid in that type of environment? You're an idiot. And then you're talking about, well, we've been over here for this long. Well, why didn't you get your paperwork together? If I go to any other country and overstay my visa, I'm on the clock. At any given time, they can come get me. You're not seeing people waving flags, protesting in Hong Kong or in Saudi Arabia or Dubai or Morocco that, hey, man, ICE agents, man, over there, they just come get you. You just don't understand how fortunate you are to be able to have the benefits. And then on top of it, look, man, if you're not part of the system, if you're not paying into the system collectively, why are the people who are paying into it allowing these other people to benefit? You're talking about Social Security running out, Medicaid. Well, you're giving it free to all these other people. They're getting EBT cards. They're getting welfare. They're getting medical. Why? America first, man. America first. Plain and simple. And everybody's talking all this shit. Well, Obama deported how many thousands of people every year while he was in office? It's no different. You guys, they changed shirts. They changed colors. They changed names. They were deporting when Obama, 400,000 people a year. And the bottom line is, if you came over here thinking it was a free-for-all, go free your all ass back home. This is not the party, man. And I understand people come looking for a better opportunity, but there's ways to do it. There's people over here looking for better opportunity. There's a lot of us over here hustling, grinding, trying to figure out how to pay our bills too, looking for better opportunity. But I'm not rushing the border over in Japan. I'm not rushing the border over in Canada. I'm not rushing the border in these other countries hoping to get a free welfare check or an EBT card or a free phone. I have to bust my ass over here. And if you're busting your ass, good, but go get your paperwork together. It's not like we owe anybody anything, especially people over here. And then people over here, oh, watch out because, when you go down there, what are you protesting for? If you're one of these people who are a sympathizer, you're going down there and trying to make it look like you're part of a cause, you got a house, you got a regular job, you're working, you're doing everything. What are you complaining about? Are you going to let these people stay in your guest bedroom? Are you going to let these people drive your car to work? Are you going to drive them to work? Are you going to take care of whatever expenses they have? Then shut up. What are you complaining about? What are you down to? What is your problem? What about the veterans who have served, who are homeless here, or who got hooked on pain medications, or the ones who are dealing with injuries, loss of limbs? What about them? Are you guys going hard for them? Go hard for the veterans. Let me see all you people who are talking all this shit. Go down there and go hard for the veterans. Wave the flag. Go hard for all the homeless or veterans who have literally taken their own lives because they're dealing with PTSD. They're dealing with family issues. They're dealing with maybe alcohol dependency, drug dependency. They're struggling because they've sacrificed and realized they got duped. Go down there and go hard for them. Before you start telling me a bunch of bullshit, oh, and this and that, let me see you go hard for them. But you're not, because you don't really believe in the American dream. And it's like I said, you go to another country and raise the flag where you're from, they will boot you out. They'll put you right on a plane and go home. Go home, man. Go home. You don't like it. At the end of the day, it's America first, veterans first, people who have served first responders first. All these people, man. All these people went through all this, and a lot of them got fired because they didn't want to go with a narrative a while back, but nobody's going hard for them because they didn't want to follow something they knew that their hearts weren't there for it, and they knew it was a violation of their personal rights. But nobody's talking about that, and I'm not even gonna mention it because you know what I'm talking about. But this is the type of bullshit these people, they want to stand for stuff that they don't even know what's behind them. And then, like I said, a lot of these raids, they're fighting drugs, criminals. There's people, some people who maybe have been over here, families that have been mixed up in it. But I don't understand. I know people who are over here working hard to get their paperwork. So why aren't these people doing the same thing? How are you're sitting here saying you got a bit? Why didn't you do it the right? Man, look, there's people over here who work hard who can't get those loans, who can't go down there and get the benefits, and who are going through what they're going through and can't even get medical. But these people are getting free medical, and they're saying we're fighting hard for all these people. Fight hard for the Americans. They don't care about us. They don't care about Americans. All they care about is divide, chaos, and basically keeping everybody distracted and separated. Divide and conquer. Come on, man. Wake up, y'all. Wake up. Wake up. Do you not see the big plan? BigHerc916. Subscribe, share the channel.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight-A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey. Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight-A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.